Yo, what's going on, guys? Hope all of y'all are having a great day today and enjoying y'all's holidays. And today I have a pretty special video for y'all, and I'd recommend to try to watch this whole video through because it's going to be going over a ton of important information and you're probably not going to want to miss out on any of it. So before we get started, make sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe. Also turn on the notification bell to be notified of my future uploads because I have a lot of crazy content planned for y'all in the near future. Okay, the first thing I want to cover is the ACOG scope and how they are looked at right now. I really wanted to cover this first because there's a lot of people who still think we're in Season 1 and will make fun of any other scope that isn't the default 8x, so let's set this straight. So the real reason why the ACOG scope is looked badly at in the first place was because in competitive Season 1 it was banned in competitive rules set for scrims and tourneys and such, so a lot of pro players and content creators would make fun of people who use the scope. And since the community looked up to these people, they took it upon themselves and decided now they would also make fun of the scopes, which was perfectly fine at the time. But now we're all competitive and pro scene play on little to no real rule set. Any scope on any sniper is 100% okay and there's nothing wrong with it at all. So I better not see any comments talking about noob ACOG scope because this gun and this scope has helped me to completely dominate the entire competitive scene recently. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's hop right into my preferred loadouts. I use 3 different loadouts depending on the situation and map, etc. And I'll let y'all decide which one y'all like the most for your own personal use. First off, we have my preferred loadout. This is the one I use the most, and each attachment on this weapon actually has its very own important use. The focus on this was to be able to use stopping power while also having pretty fast ADS speed. That's the reason why I use the scope that I use. I do not prefer the 4x over the other scope, but on this gun, whenever I'm trying to focus on getting that one-tap ability of the stopping power reload rounds, I really needed a lot faster ADS for it to be effective and competitive, so that's why I do use the 4x scope. But other than that, I do prefer the 8x, but the 4x scope is a necessity in my opinion on this weapon or any other tech scope that you may like that increases ADS. Also, something to note is that if you go to the customize tab on your snipers when using any other scope than default scope, you do have an option to change the reticle. The reticle is basically the sight in the middle of the scope, and I prefer this reticle as you see on the screen right here, but there's many reticles you may like more because the ones that come with the scope may not be the best. Okay, so now let's hop into the next loadout. The purpose of this loadout is if you don't like the ACOG scope, if you are anti-ACOG scope, this is also an option. This gun is very good because it's gonna guarantee a one-shot. If you do hit anyone even through a wall, you will always one-tap them. That's because of the FMJ perk. Anytime you shoot through a wall, you'll get the one-tap. That in a combination with stopping power, it's just always a one-shot. It's very good. It gives you very much confidence when sniping because you know that if you do hit that shot, it will be a one-shot. Okay, and here's a quick demonstration of the ADS speed of the normal scope versus the 4x scope. As you can see here, the normal scope is a little bit slower, but overall the ACOG scope is just a lot less intrusive. If you reload while having the normal scope, it almost covers your entire screen, which is absolutely trash. And the 4x scope being as small as it is and non-intrusive, it is just a great thing to have. Lastly, this is my third loadout. This loadout is also good because you're guaranteed to get the one shot, but you also have the 4x scope. The only thing with this loadout is you have to risk an attachment to put on that 4x scope and still get your one shots. And the least needed attachment was the stippled grip tape, and the only thing about that is you kind of lose sprint to fire speed. So if you're full sprinting, sliding out, scoping in, it'll be a little bit slower before you can shoot the gun, and that's a little bit annoying. But other than that, this is still a great loadout to use, and you will always get a one shot even through the wall. Okay, so the next thing that I wanted to hop into is sniping confidence that comes with the use of a one-shot weapon. Okay, so sniping confidence is more of a mental thing than anything else, and you may not realize it, but when using this one-tap Arctic loadout, you will notice yourself playing a lot more confidently, always knowing that you're gonna get that one shot whenever you scope in and shoot at someone. And unlike the DLQ and Locust, you won't find yourself scoping in, shooting at someone, turning away just to end up getting a hit marker and having to pull out your pistol or turn back and shoot him again. You may not realize this now and it may not sound like it, but this is actually way bigger of a deal than you think, and it will make this weapon 100 times better than you really think it will be. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to get into is the competitiveness of this weapon and the use of it in competitive. Right now I'm going to show you some clips of me using this weapon in big tournaments like Mobile Mayhem casted by Bobby Plays against players like Swag, Vague, Zealous, all the fierce players, and all of the competitive players you know and love.
A great
Okay, so this first clip that you're seeing right now is from Mobile Mayhem. Earlier this same Mobile Mayhem season, probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago. This is whenever I first found out about the Arctic and I first started using it. Basically, someone in Ranked used it, and I was like intrigued with how often he was getting one shot, so I decided to pick it up and decided to make my own twist on it, and I decided to throw on the scope that I did, and I ended up getting this clip, and it really made the jump start for the Arctic 50. You may have started seeing it in competitive recently between some of your favorite pro players. I know I've seen Little B use it, I've seen everyone just about test it out. Some people like it, some people don't, but yeah.
I believe he gets the 5-0 ace in that round to give Turbulence the evening round at 1-1.
This next clip that you're watching is against Nova Imperium, which is a top 3 North American team, and I'm sure they have a lot of players on the team that all of y'all in chat will recognize, and yeah, let's just let the clip speak for itself.
Bueno, Zapata, yo vivo en Estados Unidos, no tengo fibra óptica y juego 8 de ping, o sea... yo vivo en Estados Unidos y juego con 8 de ping y soy malísimo jugando, así que el ping no tiene nada.
Bueno, el Space con la triple, 4 de Space, oh my god, 4 kills de Space, oh my god, this guy is so crazy with the Arctic 50, oh my god, Arctic last year 50, Space con las 4 kills. Ojo que se puede hacer el ace. Ojo que se puede hacer el ace. Queda bague queda. Se va corriendo el bague. Ojo, bague. ¿Qué puede hacer? Bague, elimina.
¡Se hizo el equipo completo!
¡Oh, Dios mío! Space.
And this last clip is also against Nova Imperium. It was taken off my stream in a completely separate tournament, and I just thought I'd throw it in here for the laughs. One's going boxes, tank. Let's go, dude.
Oh my god. He just got fed.
Yo, if you made it this far into the video, I really wanted to say that I do appreciate it. I put a lot of effort into making this video, and it took me a lot of courage to actually release the loadout and not keep it for myself. If you end up using the gun, feel free to tag me with a picture or clip of you using it on social media, as it would mean a lot to me. Links to my Twitter and Instagram down below. Also, if you did enjoy this video, please consider dropping a sub, and let me know in the comments what you want to see next. Also, if you're new here, I do stream every single day over on Trovo, so make sure to go check out my Trovo and drop a follow to get some notifications of my future streams. Alright guys, have a good one, and peace out.